This mushroom sauce is so good.
It might outshine the steak. Sides and sauces. So we've hit the mains, we've hit the proteins, but let's start peppering in some sides and sauces. One of my favorites, of course, is like a mushroom sauce, like a creamy mushroom sauce, whether you want to call it, like mushroom chassé in French. Or like a...
You know a lot of French.
I know, mushroom d'Uxelles.
D'Uxelles.
Je ne sais pas. Comment allez-vous? One of the reasons people don't like cooking with mushrooms is that they either overcook them and they get really dried out, and then they're like burnt before they're finished, so they're raw on the inside but burnt on the outside. They don't know how to coax all the flavors out of the mushrooms. Well, we're gonna show you right here. This is really simple. I got two types of mushrooms. Cremini mushrooms, which essentially are your button mushrooms. They're more of a, what? Why are you laughing?
You emphasize butt.
I said button. Button. In any case, so cremini mushrooms, right? They're a little bit richer and deeper in flavor than your traditional button mushroom.
What are these?
And then I've got oyster mushrooms.
These are my favorite.
I like the oyster mushrooms because these ones are really earthy and almost gamey. They're called oyster mushrooms because they look like oysters and the way they grow on the side of a tree. These are really cool mushrooms. So you can do this with any type of mushroom. Yeah, we're gonna slice the bottom of the mushrooms just to get that little bottom piece off right there. And then from there, you're just gonna slice them like this into 1/4-inch pieces, okay? And then throw them into this strainer. Rinsing your mushrooms in water is the best way to get the dirt off, number one. You don't want gritty, dirty mushrooms. Now with the oyster mushrooms, we're just gonna rip these pieces off the base and throw them in there. All right, so we got the mushrooms rinsed. Now we're just gonna make a little aromatic base. Why don't you crush these? We got 3 garlic cloves here, and we're dealing with roughly 1 pound of mushrooms.
What do you want me to do? Crush them?
Yeah, crush them. Crush them. I'm gonna do a dice on like a half an onion. It's a small onion, right? So just a little dice on here. You wanna get everything together first, right? So always prep. This is called your mise en place, which is to put in its place. A little salt on the garlic, make a paste out of this.
Here you go.
Now this is where things are gonna get really interesting. So the first thing I'm gonna do is steam the mushrooms, okay? I'm gonna release the moisture and then I'm gonna let it reduce. So you're actually amplifying the flavor of the mushroom liqueur, and then you're gonna let the mushrooms steam and then ultimately brown, and then we're gonna finish our sauce. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna throw in here a butter, whole butter, into a pan that's over really medium heat, not even high, right? Like low to medium heat. Now I'm gonna throw my mushrooms in here. If you would hand me those, my fair lady. I'm gonna throw my mushrooms in here while it's still relatively cold.
And why is that?
Because I want them to steam. I want them to release the moisture right now. Now I'm gonna cover them. I'm going to cover them and let them steam. This is almost par cooking the mushrooms and letting them blanch, right? When they start to brown and get to that point of no return, and I'm gonna add my onions, and I'm gonna cook those in there. Then I'm gonna add my garlic, and then we're gonna finish with the sauce by making the base, the liquid base. So let's let these steam for about 5 minutes and then take it from there. All right, so you see how all that liquid that's being released as they're steaming? You see that, Lauren?
Oh yeah.
This is a new technique for Lauren too, so that's what we want, right? Like we wanna release that liquid. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm about halfway through the steaming process, but I do want to break the onions down a little bit. So Lauren, if you'll throw the onion in here, and then as the mushrooms brown, the onions will brown as well. So kind of a reverse process. Most people would think, oh, let me sear or caramelize the onions over high heat, then I'll sear my mushrooms over high heat, but then you end up with caramelized or almost burnt onions and mushrooms that are raw on the inside, and none of the flavors have been amplified. None of them have been released. It's just a mute, burnt flavor. I'm gonna throw the heat up a little bit to get this going, because now I want all this liquid there. I want all that liquid to evaporate. Well, not necessarily evaporate, reduce. I want it to reduce into the mushrooms. So now I'm just gonna cover this, and we're gonna do this for another minute or two while we wait for the mushrooms to cook. Lauren and I are gonna make out. All right, so look at that. Look at that.
That was like 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is just from the mushrooms.
That's insane.
This is all the liquid from the mushrooms. You see, crazy. That's unbelievable.
Is that the mushroom liqueur?
That really is unbelievable.
That's a lot.
I know. So we're gonna let that steam for 30 seconds. As that moisture starts to evaporate, it's ultimately gonna caramelize and get that beautiful browning on there. We're gonna keep cooking them, and then we're gonna deglaze it. Any alcohol works, right? Like you can use a sherry wine, you can use a red wine, a white wine. We just happen to have this rosé of Pinot Noir open, I'm not necessarily looking for the flavor from the wine, I'm looking merely for the alcohol. Okay, so now I've let it steam, right? I'm actually gonna take the lid off and I'm gonna let this start to evaporate. Because this is flavor country right here, right? And the reason why I'm now pulling the top off is because the steam was cooking the mushrooms and the onions as well. So I was waiting for them to cook for about 6 to 8 minutes under cover. You didn't even know they were mushrooms. They're narcs. And then they were breaking down and they were cooking, and then now we caramelize.
Well, you can tell they're cooked now.
Yeah, now they're cooked. When I get to the point where all this liquid is evaporated, I'm gonna deglaze it with my alcohol. And I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of balsamic as well in the deglazing process, because I like that like deep, woody, oaky, somewhat fruity flavor from the balsamic I just described. That was like straight from my diary, minus the fruity part. Garlic doesn't need to cook that long. The key with garlic is that you really just wanna like cook it down for about 30 seconds to a minute and then toast the exterior. So by the time the minute goes by, most of the liquid should be evaporated on here. Let's give this another 30 seconds and then give it a stir. Now, this is what's so interesting is how quickly it's starting to brown a little bit here, right? So now you're getting that browning. The onions are browning, the mushrooms are gonna brown. All right, so now I'm gonna deglaze. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, now scrape up. Now, not a ton, right? It's really just to scrape up. Now look at the color on the liquid that's left. That's beautiful. Now let's do a touch of balsamic, Okay, now I'm gonna add the heavy cream.
Wow.
Okay, and we're gonna now reduce that heavy cream. Now's a good time to salt it again. I've got fresh oregano right here, okay? So I'm just gonna briefly chop this up and add it in at the end. Just a rough chop on there, okay? Here's the chef's tricks. We're gonna do a dash of Worcestershire sauce, okay? Just a little, like a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. A little dash of tamari, which is just gluten-free soy. There we go.
Oh my gosh, babe.
So I'm gonna taste just that cream sauce.
Me too.
I mean, the mushrooms do so much of the work for you. All you gotta do is, I did it.
Oh.
It is rare, like Lauren's tasted my food over and over again. It's kind of fun sometimes to like get her to remember that she likes my cooking, and I do it with new dishes, so.
Oh, that's so good.
The thing is, it's not the recipe, it's the mushrooms. We just let the mushrooms do their thing. We let them.
The mushrooms are the star.
We let them be who they want to be, okay? Right. And then I would serve this like alongside a sliced steak. We all know what's gonna happen right now. Voila. But we need it. We need it.
If somebody's not a fan of chives, what would you recommend?
Tarragon, parsley, basil, Italian flat leaf parsley would be great. A little bit peppery, citrusy.
It's gorgeous, babe.
I mean, that is it. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it took a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But it is so worth it.
This is like steakhouse style.
So good.
Cream mushrooms right here, creamy mushroom sauce. You can do this on anything. Eat this as is, pour this over rice. One of the ways that you can really kind of, level this up is if you wanna use like beef stock in place of the wine, or even in addition to the wine, the beef stock will add.
I feel like the wine is the best.
The wine is the best, but some people don't like alcohol in their food.
True.
If you want to avoid burnt mushrooms that are burnt on the outside and raw on the inside, and instead you want to have a rich and creamy and velvety mushroom sauce or mushroom dish, this is the trick to cooking mushrooms that surprisingly most people don't know about, and you will remember this for the rest of your life, and it'll turn you from a cook to a chef.
Cheers.
Oh my God, let's cook some mushrooms.
Wow. Delish.